Let's go to the next one. We're going to the second now, the second of the Phrygian, which we can also name as the fourth of the related major scale. Therefore, we know we're going to build basically a major triad from it, as well as a major. It's a major mode, which would be like the Lydian mode if we were building from this note. But we're just looking at it as the second, as it relates to the Phrygian being the one, the E here, and it's going to have a distance of a one note away minor second. Now, the Phrygian is actually a fairly easy mode kind of to understand, because the difference between the Phrygian and the related main minor, the minor mode, minor scale, is right on the second interval, which is as soon as you can be. You can't have the first interval not be a perfect first, right? So it's right on the second one, where you have the second is a flat second, which means it's right next to it, right? So, and that's what gives you that tensiony sound. So that's the thing that's going to be differentiating the Phrygian, that interval, from the main minor, which still has a major second. So that means that if I wanted to change this shape, like if I learned this shape, and I'm like, oh, this is the C major shape, which I might call in a caged system, it would be a G shaped C major chord shape that I build the pentatonic and then the major scale around. You might see it that way. If I say this is like that shape, and it has all the related modes, if I look at all the other modes as the starting point, then I can say, well, if I make this the tonic, which we're doing, which is the E is now the tonic in that same shape, that would be the Phrygian mode. It would be the E Phrygian mode. What if I wanted to convert from the E Phrygian, which is a minor mode, to simply the E minor? Well, then all we'd have to do is take that second, which has been flattened, and move it out, right? So if I want to convert this, I could learn the whole other shape for the F, right? I could say, well, where's the F? Well, maybe I could start playing like this shape right here. If I started this same shape from the F, I would be playing the F minor, right? But what if I just want to convert this shape where I'm already at to an F minor? Well, if I know that this shape is equivalent to the F Phrygian, I could just take all of the. I'm sorry, not the F. I was looking at the E. The E shape would be over here. If I played this E shape and played the same notes here, or the same shape on the E, I would be playing an E minor shape. What I'd like to be playing is an E Phrygian shape. So how can I convert this shape that I'm already in from the Phrygian to an E minor? You could take that second and shift it forward. So in other words, all the Fs right here, I can shift them forward, and so that'll make a new shape. So instead of visualizing a whole new set of shapes, one way I might start to approach it is to say, well, I know this one shape, I'm just going to tweak the one interval to convert it to whatever the closest other shape that I want is. So that's something to note. And by the way, when you're playing a song, like you might be saying, if I'm going if I'm playing in C major, for example, and then I'm going to the E, I could start to build a chord. If it was just a triad chord, it would just be a minor chord. It would have a minor third. But if I want to build more onto that, you might say, well, now I've got this flat second. Maybe I don't want to have the flat second. Maybe I'm going to convert it as though I'm playing in the minor scale, right? So that means that, how would I do that? Like if I'm going from a C major and I'm going from the 1 to the 3, then when I play the second, if I add that to the chord, you might convert in your mind, you might convert the whole thing to basically a minor chord. Or you keep it in the minor mode of the Phrygian mode, which has a distinction than the minor scale of this second, right? The flattened second, which is kind of tensiony sounding. So you may or may not want that. It'll fit, all the notes will fit in the key if you play that one. So what can you do? Like when you do that, you could say, well, either I ignore that note. I don't play it, because if I just played a triad, I wouldn't play it, and it wouldn't matter if I'm in the minor scale or the Phrygian scale, because they're both minor modes and they both have a minor third, and the triad will be the same. Or I can just play the note that I know is in the shape, which would be a flattened note, and that will be chromatically, it'll be in the same, all the notes will be in the same key. I'm just playing another chord in the same key, right? Although it has a flat, so it won't be paralleled the same. It won't be parallel the same if I played a second or a 9 related to the C, and then I change it to the third of the Phrygian. Or I can say, well, I'm going to play a note that's not in the C major scale as I move to the third of the C major scale, because I want to convert to the related minor scale, adding then the Phrygian second, or the minor second, right, related to the minor scale, right? So you could test all of those different things out if you want to noodle around with them. But anyway, we're gonna now go from here to the second. So this minor second represents the second position in the scale. This number 1 represents the distance, which is only 1 note away. Because we're on the second, from a chord construction standpoint, we don't have even numbers. So we go from 1, 3, 5, 7. That's the last note in our scale, or our last position. And instead of going around to 2, we go to 9. So that means that this 2, the second, can also be called a 1 note away minor 9. It's a minor 9. All right. Okay, so let's do this. So if I was to go here, it's just going to be 1 note away. So boom, boom. So right there. So you get that tension-y kind of sound. So we're going to go up 1 string and cross the fault line. We're looking for a 1 note away minor second, which could also be called a 1 note away minor 9th. And when we go above the string, we look for the inverse distance. So we have 1 note away, 12 notes in the alphabet. 12 minus 1 is 11. Therefore, I'm looking for a distance of 11. So if I go up, I'm crossing the fault line. So I have to go this way, -5, -4, 3, 2, 1, 0, or 12. And then 12 minus 1 is 11. Let's go from here. So we have to go diagonal, -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, or 12, and 12 to 11. So from here to here, if I went from top to bottom, you get that tension-y sound, but that is an 11 note away, the inverse, the 11 note away, which would be a major 7, remembering that the inverse of a minor is a major. If I measured from the bottom, from the E to the F, from that perspective, that would give us the 1 note away minor second. So the inverse of a 1 note away minor second is an 11 note away major 11. So that means that if I go up 1 string and cross the fault line, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets forward. But normally I wouldn't cross the fault line. That's the only time I would, because if I was here, I would go to there. If I was above the fault line, I would be going from here, not to there, I'd be going to here. So normally, if I go up 1 string, the 1 note away minor second, or 1 note away minor 9, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frets forward, which also means it would be 6 frets back. That's right in the middle, unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the B string, in which case if I go up 1 string, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9th, would only be 5 frets forward. Okay, so let's go to 2 strings up. So going 2 strings up to here, and we're looking for the 1 note away minor second, or 1 note away minor 9, crossing the fault line. So we have to look for an inverse distance. 12 minus 1 is 11. Distance of 11, I have to go back to get to my 5. So -5, -10, and 11. Let's measure it from here. So here, -5, -10, and 11. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be that kind of tension-y sound. That would be the 11 note away, which would be a major 7. If I go from bottom to top, therefore, from the E to the F and measure it that way, that's the 1 note away minor second, or 1 note away minor 9. Therefore, if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, is 2 frets back. I wouldn't cross the fault line if I started on the G or the E string and went up 2 strings. So I'm going to go, it would be from here to here. So normally, if I go up 2 strings, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, would only be 1 fret back unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the B or the E string, in which case if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, would be 2 frets back. All right, let's go 3 strings up. Try to get in a rhythm here. 3 strings up. So now I'm looking for the 1 note away minor second, 1 note away minor ninth. Up 3 strings, crossing the fault line. I have to look for the inverse distance, therefore, because I'm going above the note that I'm looking for. So 12 minus 1 is 11. Distance of 11 is what I'm looking for. -5, because I crossed the fault line. And then 10, 15. There's only 12 notes in the musical alphabet. 15 minus 12 is 3. And so I'm going to say -3, 2, 1, 0, or octave. And then I could also call it 12 minus 1 is 11. So let's count it out from here. So we're going to say, all right, this is going to be -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is -3, -3, 2, 1, 0, or octave. So 12 minus 1 is 11. So if I went from top to bottom from this F to this E, that would be an 11 note away, which would be a major 7. Bottom to top from the E to the F, therefore, is a 1 note away minor second, or 1 note away minor 9. Therefore, if I go up 3 strings and cross the fault line, the 1 note away minor second, or 1 note away minor 9, is 3 frets forward. The only time I wouldn't cross the fault line if I went up 3 strings would be on the G string, unless I think about going around the top of the guitar, in which case, if I started from like this E, I'd be going to this F, which is just out of sight. Let's move up there, pinch. So normally then, if I go up 3 strings, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, would be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets forward, unless I cross the fault line, in which case, if I go up 3 strings, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, would only be 3 frets forward. All right, let's go to the top one. Noting that the top one, because I'm on this bottom string, it would be easier for me to measure the bottom string and then tie it out to the top, meaning it'd be easier for me to look down here most likely and say, okay, if I'm looking for the 1 note away minor second, instead of looking for the inverse distance and counting up to the top string, maybe I find it on the bottom string where I don't have to look for the inverse distance, and I can just look for 1 note away. I don't have to deal with the fault line because I'm down here, so I'm just going to say this is going to be 5. And then, so I'm going to say this is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if it's an F down here, it's going to be the same up top because it's the same notes on the string. If I measured it this way, it'd be -5. If I want to go to the top this way, it's going to be -5, -10, -15, 15 minus 12, because there's only 12 notes in the musical alphabet, is -3. 3 plus another 5 is -8, and -8, 9, 10, 11. Right? We're looking for a distance of 11 because it's the inverse distance when I go above the note. If I count it out this way, it's going to be -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is -3, plus another 5 is 8. So -8, 9, 10, 11. So from here to here, top to bottom, would be a 11 note away, which would be a major 7. Bottom to top would be a 1 note away minor second. So therefore, if I go up 4 strings, which means I'm going to cross the fault line, unless I think about going around the top of the guitar, because I can't go up 4 strings and not cross the fault line, then that means that if I go up 4 strings, the 1 note away minor second, which could also be called the 1 note away minor 9, will always be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back. All right, let's just do the last one, which we kind of touched on. If I go down one string, I no longer have to look for the inverse distance. I just need to look for the one note away in the one note away minor second or one note away minor 9. So I could say 5 is right below it because there's no fault line now. So 5 and then 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. So if I go down, it's going to be here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Top to bottom would be a one note away minor second or one note away minor 9. Therefore, if I go down one string, the one note away minor second or one note away minor 9 would be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the G string. So if I was on this G string, I would cross the fault line and it would be here. So the rule is if I go down one string, the one note away minor second, which could also be called the one note away minor 9, will be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which only happens on the G string, in which case if I go down one string and cross the fault line, the one note away minor second, which could also be called the one note away minor 9, will only be 3 frets back, 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 baby.